And welcome to today's video as I'm going to be showing you how to do survival summit and also work on campaign. However, I want to focus on the survival aspect if you would like to do it. However, these builds will work in campaign difficulty as well. So I've been brainstorming a little bit and this is what I came up with for easy and up to uh, hard mode. Um, Well, if you start on easy, you might not have all the towers unlocked, but as long as you have the proton beams, you will be good. So, a simple setup that I came up with is the two proton beams can only be one if you want, snare aura, block field, and a flame burst tower. That goes for all three lanes. You're gonna see this setup a lot, just as a heads up. Now, I've been thinking you get flyer lanes from this side and flyer lanes from this side. I believe one DST with any amount of power that you have, that you should have, will be enough to cover both flyer lanes. Same on this side, as long as, well, as you can see, I have way too much range. You will not have this much range, trust me. Um, as long as you cover about half of this stone walk thingy, and like half of this gargoyle, same for this side, should be enough to shoot the flying lane. You may need to help kill those, especially earlier if you get the flying lanes. Um, you might not get DSTs, so you can swap the DSTs for, let's say, a flame burst tower. I do not recommend using flame burst towers. Just DPS them yourself. So easy and normal before you get the DSTs at, I forgot which levels, sadly. You will need to probably shoot the flying lanes yourself. Or what I did. One thing I did is that I had a magic missile tower pointed there and pointed this. The only problem is that back then there was a problem with the towers not actually hitting the enemies. So if the same problem still occurs, that flying lanes or flying enemies don't get hit by projectiles or detected by them, just going with a DST like this would help. And for the bottom lane, as I said, exact same setup, but this time proton beams are 4 DU instead of 5 DU, and they're crossed over here. Now, since I have the 2 DU left, I could make him 5 DU, uh, but that is one thing I came up with for up to hard mode. Okay, so this has been me brainstorming for insane difficulty. I have toned down my stats. Now, I hope the stats are going to be correct with 450 range. And with 450 range, you should have quite big range on your DSTs. So, hopefully this would help on Insane as well. The main principle back here is you have two DSTs facing half. Probably see the green. At least you covered the door, so everything on the ground and on the right side will get covered, mainly for the air units. Same for this DST. This DST is just pointing straight at that flyer lane. Same for this one, pointing straight at the flyer lane. Now, Insane, I don't think you'd especially need DSTs for damage. So these guys are going to be mainly focused on the anti-ranged unit defenses. On this side, it seems you have big enough auras to do something similar to this. Now, this overclock is obviously way stronger than you probably will have. Probably going to be something similar. I just have two DSTs facing that direction, two DSTs facing that direction, as long as it covers both the left lane and the middle lane. And If it's correct, it will hit because I have tested. Now I think I have a range striking. Yeah, I have striking, so you have false range speedy. Okay. So the range on these are going to be like 32 meters, supposedly. And they should be able to hit the boss. If that is true, I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. Since your focus should be having the walls, they're probably not going to be as strong. A proton beam, because they are very powerful. A ensnare, electric aura, don't mind it being fused. And a strength drain aura here in the middle. Strength drain is gonna help you have healthier walls in case enemies come too close. The TSDs are gonna finish off the stronger enemies, and the proton beam is gonna help you kill the weaker enemies as best as they can. I have 2 DU left because I have no idea what to do. I'm still gonna talk to you about the auras and why I've put them there. Down here, I have proton beams in a cross section with an ensnare aura and a block field. That should be good enough, as well as having these DSTs which can shoot through walls, so it doesn't matter if they're a little off. As long as they cover this area, this general area, they will shoot enemies down below. And this ensnare aura is gonna help you with slowing the flying lanes, giving your DSTs more time to shoot at the enemies in case your deadly strike tower is gonna have maybe 2-second fire rate, maybe 3. I don't remember how much it is. I have toned down my stats, as you can see again. Toned them down to 4500 and 500 def rate, and it seems that you have enough range and enough speed to be able to kill the flying lanes easily. On the boss wave, you are probably gonna have to focus on killing the enemies yourself. Not enemies, the boss. You will have to focus on killing the boss yourself. But if you do not wish to do that, okay, change of plan. You can actually sell the 2 DSTs and the overclock. You come all the way over here, because this is what I did. And I have placed a deadly strike tower facing the boss. Same on this side. Near the torch. Facing the boss. I need to make space for 2 more D. Okay, you can just make 4 DU proton beams down here. It should be good enough. Which will allow you to place one final ESD for the boss. Now these 3 deadly strike towers are just mainly there to help you fight the boss once you harpoon him down. Okay, and now here we go for the Massacre and potentially also Nightmare build strategy. The way I have it set is a DST spam with having an electric aura and an ensnare aura on both sides. This is going to be for survival wave 25 clears with the boss fight. This is how I do it. This is a build that works for me. I have yet to build a few ensnare auras because they are specific placements that I do. I'll show you where you can place them if you don't have the enough range. And this is basically how I build it. So, first of all, I place an fused or just overclock beam. You do not need it fused. Somewhere behind the torches. I usually start right on the first line behind the torches and go as far as I can. 6 DU overclocks. Then I point 3 to cover the middle and the right lane, and on the right side, middle and the left lane. Um, yeah, as you can only see green, so I don't know if I can show you the exact placements, but as long as it covers the middle and right lane, if you don't have enough range and you cannot hit the boss just yet, don't worry. This is mainly a self-sustained build, and the main focus of the self-sustained build is so that you can focus on the boss while these towers focus on the enemies. Then I have uh, 3 pointing on the flyer lane and the middle, and 3 pointing middle and the flyer lane. Uh, there is no specific area that I aim at as long as it covers the this thing, this walkway, that, and that you have the core crystal in your aim, and same for this side. Some people usually aim at like the uh, harpoon thingy. Um, I don't do that because I just usually aim that I have the DSD cover at least like that middle part. And then I also have a fused electric aura and a fused ensnare aura. These would work. Now, the 2 specific placements will come later. First of all, this is a must place in my opinion. An ensnare aura on that specific place is gonna slow both copters and flyers, giving you more time. Now, my specific build places the ensnare auras on top of this elevated place. The reason is because once I equip my gear back, it's gonna have enough range to stun, or it's not, sorry, slow the enemies. If you do not have big enough auras, then you might just want to place them on top of here. A little trickier to play sometimes, but it'll work. It also is mainly to slow copters and the flyers. But I have personally adapted to placing it on that bridge, on that elevated place. Same on this side. And the final. Quickly equip these, and as you can see, they have what is that, 7.46 meters. They can cover those flyers. The next 3 placements are in between these stairs. Come on. Usually when speed building, I don't even accurately put it in the middle. And I have 6 DU left. Alright, 6 DU. The last 6 DU, I didn't know what to do after placing this and creating this monstrosity that I like to call the Christmas tree ensnare placement. I usually swap to my walling E, and I place, just in case, 2 DU, that's a 3, 2 DU walls. If something gets close, it absorbs the damage. I've never really had problems. I never needed the walls, but I don't know what to do with 6 DU, so I just did this right now. I hope this build helps you beat it. This build has not failed on me once. I managed to survive against the boss. However, I had to manually go and kill the boss. If I didn't have enough range, now I do have enough range, and it allows me to kill the boss. If you have any more questions on this specific map, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will try to create a new build if this one doesn't work. But this one works now currently for Massacre, Hardcore, Rifted, Wave, 25, stalling the enemies so you can kill the boss. And I would like to say it's an infinite survivability if you have enough stats, of course, but that should not be a problem. All right, I hope that helped you with Summit and getting some of that amazing, amazing loot. I have gotten myself some pretty nice weapons for my builder monks, my builder apprentice, and my walling Eevee doesn't actually have good weapons yet because I have them on my overclock. So, if hopefully that helped you farm the boss wave, a lot of the boss weapons, and I will continue to making more of these videos in the future. Thank you for watching.